Good morning, beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ash Freeman, and today we're going to be moving through a really beautiful morning yoga and simple gratitude practice. This class is for all bodies. However, I'm currently 32 weeks pregnant myself, so it has been designed with pregnant bodies in mind. In saying that, as always, you all know your body's best, so please make sure that you modify or take breaks whenever you need, and if you are pregnant, that you have your trusted healthcare provider's permission to be partaking in a yoga practice today. All you'll need for today is a nice, safe and flat space for your mat, and I'll also be using 2 blocks to help support my practice today, though if you don't have blocks, don't worry at all, you can still partake in this video. As always, I'm so grateful for your time and to have you here with me today, so when you're ready, let's get moving. Alright, so let's begin today in a cross-legged position. You can always sit up onto a block or a cushion to give your hips a little more space as it is early. And when you're ready, just taking your hands down to your knees really gently. We're just going to lightly press down a little as we just rock a little bit from side to side, just to get that seat a little more comfortable, to start to open up through the hips. Just really nice and gentle. Let's just take one or so more to each side. And then settling in center, rolling the shoulders up and down. Take a breath in, arms rise out and up to the sky. Big stretch here. Maybe interlacing the palms and reaching up, like you're yawning the body open. Maybe a little bit of movement from side to side. And then settling the hands back down onto the knees. We're going to warm up a little through the neck. So just imagining like you're drawing big circles in one direction with the tip of the nose. Again, really nice and gentle. And then we'll just take that to the other side, nice and easy. Beautiful. Coming back to center, taking the hands interlacing behind the head. Draw the elbows out wide, lift and broaden the heart and the chest. So from here we find a little rotation and take the left elbow down towards the left knee. It may or may not touch. And then coming back up through center, and again taking that to the other side. So it's just a little bit of a twist and opening into the side of the body, just continuing to move from side to side, keeping those elbows wide and the heart bright. And let's just take one more to each side. Beautiful. Back to center again, arms sweeping out to the side, up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bringing the hands back to heart center, one hand lands on the heart, one hand lands on the belly. Just taking a little pause here, perhaps closing down through the eyes. And a moment just to connect to the beating of the heart, the rise and fall of the belly with the breath. And from here, perhaps thinking of one thing which you're grateful for today. It can be the smallest thing, or it can be something big. But just resting your awareness here for a few more breaths. And I certainly know that sometimes it can be hard to think of anything, so if that's where you find yourself right now, just focusing on gratitude for the breath and the beating of the heart. And taking one more deep breath in. Just let the breath out with a sigh. Beautiful. Open the eyes, taking the hands down onto the mat in front of you. And we're going to just come back into a kneeling position. Take the knees nice and wide, the hands down behind, and start to open up through the chest. Roll the shoulders back, maybe taking the gaze high or letting the head hang. Taking one more deep breath in. And then slowly making your way back up. Hands come down onto the mat, tuck the toes behind you. Just pressing the hips back a few times, opening underneath the feet. So just a little bit of a pulse, grounding down into the palms. And from here, we're going to find a little bit of movement. So maybe walking the hands forward slightly. As we inhale around the spine, look back towards the belly button. Shoulders come forward over the wrists. And as you exhale, arch the spine, press back through the palms, send the hips back. And again, inhale, we round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, move forward. And exhale, arch, bend the elbows, look forward and press back. Just once more with the breath, inhaling to come forward. Really moving as much as you can through the spine. Exhale to press back. This time untuck the toes. Starting to find a child's pose, so we can either have the arms long or we can come onto forearms and rest the head down. Again, maybe you take a little bit of a sway with the hips from side to side to get comfortable. And settling in here for another few breaths. And seeing if we can think of one more thing in our lives, a person, a place, a memory that we're grateful for today. And just keeping your mind on whatever that is for you here. Just taking one more full breath in, perhaps sighing it out. And gently coming back up onto all fours. And from here, we're going to step our right foot forward nice and wide, lizard lunge. Little shift of the hips from side to open. Now from here, it might feel good to take your left hand onto a block to give yourself a little more space. Otherwise, as we inhale, right arm comes high, gentle twist, gazing up to the sky. And exhale, taking the right fingertips back down to the mat. Twice more with the breath. Inhale, lifting up, open the heart and the chest. And exhale, softly closing back down. Last one, big breath in, strong through the upper body. And exhale, hands can come back to the mat or both onto blocks. As we inhale, come onto the fingertips, draw the heart forward and through. And as you exhale, send the hips back as we start to straighten that right leg any amount. And inhale to come forward. So just finding a little flow here, opening to the hips and the hamstrings. And then sending it back. The blocks can come higher if you need more space. Last time, coming forward. Opening the heart. Sending it back, drawing right toes back to the face. And coming forward again. This time option to stay here, or perhaps we bend through the back knee and find a quad stretch if that's available for you today. Peeling that right shoulder open, lengthening through the spine. Taking one more breath in. Gently release the back foot. Take the hands down, tuck the back toes as we lift the knee and start to pivot out to the long edge of the mat. A little moment to adjust the feet so that they're nice and even. And we're going to keep moving, so just bending into each knee from side to side. Really opening into the inner thighs, the groins. We can stay up on the blocks if that feels better and gives you more space. Beautiful. We're going to find our way to the back of the mat now. So coming to that lizard lunge with the left leg forward, take the foot a little bit wider. And then again, maybe a little moment to move the hips and get comfortable here. As we inhale now, left arm comes up to the sky. Open the heart and the chest. And then coming back down to that lizard lunge. Twice more, just nice and slow. Breath in to open and expand. Breath out. Shoulders square to the mat. Last time, inhale. And taking the hands back down, either to the floor or onto the blocks. Next inhalation, again, lifting and opening through the heart. Shoulders draw back and down. And then we send the hips back, start to straighten through the left leg for the hamstring stretch. Coming forward and back twice more. Again, option to take the blocks onto the higher setting here. Just to help create a little bit more space in the body. And once more, forward and back. nice and easy in the morning, nice and slow and gentle. Beautiful. And this time as you come forward, option to just stay for a couple of breaths or bending that back knee, finding the back foot, and then finding some brightness through the heart and the chest. Taking one more full and deep breath in here. Exhale, release the foot, hands down, tuck the back toes, lifting up. Again, pivoting to that wide-legged forward fold. Little rock from side to side, toes facing forward. Gently opening again to the inner thighs and into the hips. From here, taking the heels in towards each other. Just moving your blocks to the top of the mat. Hands come onto the tops of thighs as we press the knees out. A little movement from side to side. Next breath in, arms rise up, come to standing, straighten the legs, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, little side bend over to the right, gazing up to the sky. Inhaling back up through center, getting as tall and as long as you can. Exhale, taking it over to the other side. Breath in to rise. Breath out to release the arms. Give your legs a bit of a shake out as you make your way to the top of the mat. And then just finding a comfortable position, feet together or slightly apart. An option for you whether you keep the arms by the sides or take a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly again. Maybe closing down the eyes. And just a moment here again to connect in with our third gratitude point for today. And again, if nothing comes to mind straight away, that's okay. Just finding that gratitude for the breath and the beating of the heart today. Just taking one more full breath in. Exhale, sigh the breath out. Release the hands by the sides. Take the feet a little bit wider. We're going to slowly make our way down to Malasana, so our Yogi squats. Deep bending the knees, start to drop the hips. We can move a little from side to side as we open through the ankles, through the calves, the knees, the hips. And you can keep that movement up if you like. You can sit onto a block as well, if that gives you a little more space. Otherwise, just taking the hands to the heart and pausing here for a moment. Crown of the head to the sky. Sit bones reaching down towards the mat. Spine is long, heart is open. And taking one more deep and full breath in here. Exhale, take the hands down onto the mat. One at a time, we're going to step the feet back to our downward facing dog. So really grounding through the palms. Nice and slowly moving back. And once you're there, starting to pedal out through the heels. So bending the knees one at a time, grounding the heels down. The bones of the arms are long. Thumbs and forefingers pressing down to the mat. And settling in center, we'll just stay in our down dog for one breath in. And exhale, bringing the knees back down to the mat. Well done. Finding our pigeon pose from here. So right knee is going to slide forward. An option here to take a block or a cushion underneath your right hip as well for support. Otherwise, hands come down. Take a breath in, open up through the heart and through the chest. And then either staying here up nice and tall, or we can come down onto the forearms. Arms can come out straight. It's whatever feels good for you in your body today. And again, we'll take a few breaths here to find our fourth point of gratitude for the day. And it's a really beautiful practice to start the day with this idea that we're looking for the beauty, we're looking for the joy, and setting up our mind with that perspective, moving forward, and hopefully continuing that searching for the good. Taking one more breath in, Exhale, letting it all go. And slowly taking the hands back down to the mat, lifting up through the chest. Any blocks come out from under the hips as we open up to the long edge of the mat again. Legs come out wide. Any amount, just nice and comfortable here. Let's just move from side to side, taking one arm up, coming back to center. Feet are flexed, thighs gently engaged. Over to the other side. Your knees can be bent here if you need. Let's just take one more to each side. And back over. Turning to the back of our mat, we're going to find our pigeon pose with the left leg forward. So bending that left knee. Finding whichever position feels comfortable for you. Grounding down through the fingertips, opening, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the heart. And then either coming down or staying up, whatever feels best for you. And again, a few breaths to pause. And think of your fifth and final gratitude point for this morning. And keeping the mind there, seeing if we can feel that thing throughout the whole body. And taking one more deep breath in. Releasing, letting it go with a sigh. And starting to lift back up. And sitting again onto the hips, taking the soles of the feet together. Knees out wide, Lattikanasana. Maybe a little shift from side to side. Take a breath in, take hold of the ankles, lengthen the spine. A breath out, folding forward any amount. Beautiful, just stretching through the backs of both hips evenly, taking one more deep breath in. Seeing if we can come a little deeper on the breath out. Beautiful. And then inhaling, coming back up to seated. We're going to stretch the legs out long here, coming to a variation of Matsyasana, fish pose. So legs long, inner thighs together. We come back onto the forearms, fingertips spread. From here, grounding down into the elbows as we push the heart to the sky, maybe letting the head hang back, pointing the toes, inner thighs rolling down. Taking one more deep, full breath in. And exhale, chin back to chest, grounding down through the palms. Now, option to come and lay on your back if you aren't pregnant here today. Otherwise, option to lay on your side if you are pregnant, or just come back to seated. Just a few breaths to finish off today's practice. So again, either on your back if you're not pregnant, if you are pregnant, on your left-hand side laying, or just coming to seated with me. Let's just take a deep breath in through the nose, feeling the belly, the ribs, the chest. Open the mouth and sigh the breath out fully, letting it all go. And then just allowing the breath to flow naturally and evenly in and out through the nose. Feeling the sit bones grounded down to the earth, the crown of the head gently reaching to the sky. And hoping that no matter what type of day lays ahead for you, that it can be another beautiful opportunity to live the highs and lows of this human experience. Another opportunity to deepen your relationship to yourself, to the people around you, and towards this earth. And sending you my deepest gratitude for being here today, and extending my deepest gratitude to the lineage of yoga. We're all together, just taking one more breath in. Exhale, fully letting the breath go. Bringing the hands to heart center. Thank you again for being here today. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.